Hello and welcome to Car Facts. My name is Victoria and in today's video I will be talking about the Vauxhall Astra MK2 GTE. I hope that you enjoy this video. The Vauxhall Astra MK2 GTE. A car that screams the 1980s with its angular styling, digital dashboard, and an attitude that turned heads back in the day and still does among enthusiasts today. This was more than just a hatchback. It was a statement of intent from Vauxhall. So, let's jump in and explore why the MK2 GTE is such a legend, packed with all the quirks and thrills that made it an icon. The story of the Astra GTE begins in 1984. Vauxhall was riding the wave of hot hatch mania that had taken Europe by storm. Everyone wanted a slice of the pie, dominated by the likes of the Volkswagen Golf GTI and the Peugeot 205 GTI. Enter the MK2 Astra GTE. Unlike the MK1, which was more of a warm hatch, the MK2 came out swinging, ready to take on the big boys of the hot hatch world. At first glance, the Astra GTE had all the ingredients of a classic 80 car. Sharp lines, a boxy silhouette, and a distinctive grille that gave it a unique character. But it wasn't just about looks. Under the hood of the GTE, you had a range of engines, but the one that grabbed headlines was the 2.0-liter 16-valve red-top engine. This powerhouse churned out a very respectable 156 horsepower, which, in a car weighing around 1,000 kilograms, was like strapping a rocket to a roller skate. This engine wasn't just powerful, it was technologically advanced for its time. The 16-valve setup gave it excellent breathing at high RPMs, making it a joy to rev out. It was so good, in fact, that it went on to power several other Vauxhall models, earning it legendary status among petrol heads. Now, let's talk performance. With that engine, the Astra GTE could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 7.7 seconds and hit a top speed of around 135 miles per hour. To put that into perspective, this was a car that could keep up with much more expensive sports cars of its era. The GTE wasn't just about straight-line speed though. It had a stiff suspension setup and a sharp steering rack that it was bold, futuristic, and oh so 80s. Sure, it might look a bit dated today, but back then, it was cutting edge and a real talking point. Another standout feature was the GTE's aerodynamics. Vauxhall was serious about making this car as slippery as possible to boost performance and efficiency. The GTE came with a body kit that wasn't just for show. The deep front bumper, side skirts, and rear spoiler all worked together to reduce rattles, and squeaks were part of the ownership experience. But hey, that's all part of the charm, right? Another quirky fact? The GTE had one of the most theft-prone badges in the UK. Yes, the little GTE emblem was such a prized possession that thieves would pry them off cars, leaving owners with unsightly holes in their grille or tailgate. It became such a problem that some owners resorted to supergluing the badge or removing it altogether. Now, let's talk about how the GTE fits into the broader hot hatch story. While the Golf GTI is often credited with inventing the genre, cars like the Astra in motorsport, the GTE also made its mark. Vauxhall entered the car in rallying and touring car championships, where it proved to be a competitive and reliable platform. The lessons learned on the track filtered down to the road cars, further cementing the GTE's reputation as a serious performance car. Fast forward to today, and the Astra GTE has become a cult classic. Enthusiasts love it for its no-nonsense approach to driving. It's a car that doesn't rely on fancy driving aids or electronic trickery. It's just you, the car, and the road. Finding a good one, however, is becoming increasingly difficult. Many GTEs were thrashed, modified, or left to rot, so clean, original examples are rare and highly sought after. If you're lucky enough to drive one today, you'll quickly understand why it's so beloved. The rawness, the noise, the digital dash. It's all part of an experience that's hard to find in modern cars. And let's not forget that the GTE still looks fantastic. Those clean lines and aggressive stance have aged like a fine wine. And here's a random fact to leave you with. Did you know the Astra GTE was one of the first production cars to come with an all-plastic fuel tank? This might not sound like a big deal today, but back then, it was groundbreaking. The tank was lighter and more resistant to corrosion than traditional metal tanks, further showcasing Vauxhall's commitment to innovation. So, there you have it, the Vauxhall Astra MK2 GTE, a car that combined futuristic tech, serious performance, and a whole lot of charm. It's a car that deserves its place in the Hot Hatch Hall of Fame and a car that will always have a special place in the hearts of enthusiasts. If you enjoyed this dive into the Astra GTE's story, make sure to hit that like button. Leave a comment below and tell us your favorite hot hatch of all time. And don't forget to subscribe for more automotive tales from the past, present, and future. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.